I'm Bob Hallmark in Longview. I'm at Lowe Coliseum. As you can see, the activity over my shoulder right here. The question of the day is, what would we do? Would we be prepared in the event of something catastrophic happening, such as a biochemical attack? Well, that's what we're doing today, is to see if we can get things into place where we can make an effective response to something like this. And joining us now to tell us a little bit about this is Anita Lowe, and you are with UT Tyler.
I am.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what's going on today.
So today we're practicing a point of distribution drill. Basically, in this scenario, anthrax has been exposed, or our public community has been exposed to anthrax, and so we are aiming to distribute the antibiotics that they might need to treat that. And so in preparation for that, there have been several agencies come together, the Northeast Texas Public Health Department, as well as Longview High School, University of Texas at Tyler. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, the Gregg County Public Health Department, and developing a plan and practicing that plan to make sure we are well prepared.
Right, and this is something that, we mostly don't think about this, but in our day and age now, it's something that we have to make sure that we have some sort of blueprint in place that we can respond to. And that's really what's going on. From start to finish, it's basically checking in. Let's say we've had an episode like this. Walk us through this process. Behind us we have folks that are actually checking in.
Yes, so the community at large would come into an open pod such as this, and they would begin in registration. At registration, they're going to be given paperwork and education specific to anthrax and what's going on with them. We time the event from the start of the event to the end of the event so that we can identify any gaps or any places that we might need to improve our processes. So at registration, they receive the registration paperwork, fill it out, and then they continue on to screening. Here at screening, if they are ill, if they're symptomatic, or they have some emergent issue, they would be directed away from the pod and to our ill station that's around the corner, so that they could get the care that they needed and not risk contaminating those persons that are inside the pod that may not have been exposed.
Okay. The simple answer to this, the question of why, is that's a pretty easy answer, is you have to have something in place. Tell us a little bit about why you guys practice this. It's obviously because if you ever need it,
right,
you got to have it.
Yeah, absolutely. In an emergent situation, there is an all call that goes out to those persons who are part of the pod command, and then we'll respond within an hour to the pod to set it up. So we're well practiced, especially with some of the recent issues that we've had, like with the COVID mega clinics. Those would also be distribution sites, and these are the reasons why, to make sure that we can get the right treatment or the right medication to the right person in a timely manner.
Gotcha. Now, as you can see over Anita's shoulder right here, this is the check-in area, the registration. So this is where people who may have been exposed or who feel like they may have been exposed would come in.
So the community at large, and when they come in, they're not just registering for themselves or registering for their entire family. So they could come in and get the antibiotic that they need for all the members of their family, because it's a very specialized situation. So some of those prescribing regulations that we have in place for patient protection, they get set aside in that scenario.
Okay, now let's take a walk.
Sure.
We've already seen this part of it right here. Now what's going to happen is that the folks would check in at this point right here.
Correct.
Right? And they would actually walk you in.
Yes.
To another staging area that's in here.
Yes, so registration, and then here they sort them, well and ill. And then here is our initial education and screening stations. Here they're given that anthrax informational, or whatever might be the agent that we're handling in the live pod. And then they're also making sure that they're screening tools have been filled out correctly. When we're screening, we're looking for any allergies to any one of the 3 antibiotics of choice. We're looking to see if there's any special needs for that individual, like a pregnant person a pregnant lady would only receive the amoxicillin rather than the other 2. But say they're allergic to amoxicillin, then they might receive Cipro, and so we're making sure here.
Also, worst case scenario, this also transfers over. Let's say that there was a biochemical attack, something such as entropy or things of that nature. That the drill, I'm guessing, actually would cross over it in any scenario.
Yes, we've tested the pod with anthrax, but we've also tested it with avian flu. We tested that at Spring Hill several years ago. I think it was 2015, and we look to test these once a year at one of the open pods. There are also closed pods. At UT Tyler, we have closed pods on our campuses, which would mean that students, faculty, employees, and their families could come to that distribution center, assuming that that distribution center was activated.
Gotcha. As you see over Anita's shoulder right here, there are several areas of activity here, and you see now the people wearing the red vests are representing the citizens at this
Correct.
point. Okay.
Yes, the red vests are our citizens. This is the distribution center, and depending on what the screening tool dictated, the UT students here, they're distributing the appropriate antibiotic. In these cases, we use candies to represent the 3 different types of antibiotics.
Gotcha. All right, so, and hopefully the process goes smoothly. That's why you drill, is because you want to be sure that there's no confusion, that everybody is where they're supposed to be, and that everybody is being taken care of where they're supposed to be.
Yes, absolutely. So further down, once they leave this station, then they're going to go to the exit station. At the exit station, we're going to collect their timesheets. We're going to collect their registration forms, so that we have this young lady's being escorted to the well station, the 6th station rather. And here they're going to collect this information so that we can document how long it takes, and again, so that we can try to reduce any gaps that are in care.
Right. Okay. All right. And so that's it in a nutshell right there. The drill important because you have to have it's not only the repetition, but you have to have the folks here that are going to be able to be qualified to do this kind of thing. So that's why you want to keep these kind of drills fairly common and fairly frequent, so that you have lots of practice at it, right?
Yes, all of the volunteers are required to go through certain trainings. There's the just-in-time training that is specific to this type of disaster response. They also have 3 modules in the FEMA training that they're required to do. So all of the nursing students that are here with me today have completed 8.5 hours of online training to prepare them for this role.
Gotcha.
So would be a volunteer, and if you want to volunteer, there are opportunities for you to do so, and you can do that by contacting. Probably Net Health would be the best contact in order to get involved if that's what you wanted to do.
Okay, so great information, and obviously these drills are fairly frequent. I'm guessing you're going to be here till around 11 o'clock doing this today.
Yes, we'll be here until 11, and then this afternoon we'll meet for a debriefing over at the county health office, so that we can collectively run through and see what worked and what needs improvement and where we have opportunities to make it better. Perfect.
All right, Anita, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. All right, and we will have much more on this story tonight on KLTV 7 News for KLTV WebXtra. I'm Bob Hallmark.